And then we are also going to have Paul Jenkins, who started Veteran Beer Company, where it is a company that only hires veterans so that they can actually have a job in the economy. And it's this type of idea where different groups and organizations form companies and then form coalitions where you buy from those companies if they're high-quality products that will unseat the New World Order corporatist. See, they sell us on only buying in to what they promote, what they push. And that is really the ultimate form of slavery. And that's why under Agenda 21, they're trying to shut down family farms. They're trying to shut down washing your own car. They're trying to shut down lemonade stands. It's all about making normal human activities illegal. And it's the essence of the tyranny that we face as a society. They've made Air Force bases across the U.S. and now the Marine Corps base / Army base, I guess they're both there, at Guantanamo Bay, Cuba. They had a nativity scene that's been removed because troops complained. Somebody complained it was offensive. Well, if it's offensive, move to North Korea. But it's just an example of the tyranny of modern political correctness. It has nothing to do with liberty and everything to do with tyranny. I mean, where you'll see a teacher in an argument that Santa Claus isn't white saying the mythical character of Santa Claus is from the North and he's white. And then the teacher says he's white, so she's suspended. This is the political mind control. And if you look at drudgereport.com, they're covering Duck Dynasty, that I know is about the hottest thing since sliced bread. And it's so shocking that these guys talk about God, talk about Jesus. There's obviously been behind-the-scenes attempts to get them to shut up about it. They snubbed Barbara Walters, or one of them did. And it just shows how controlled this society is, that it's a firestorm when somebody is a Christian and says they desire a woman, not a man. I mean, whether you agree with that or disagree, it's just freedom of speech. Whatever happened to being, quote, tolerant? Well, no, tolerant now means adopting what the globalists push and social engineering. And there's a real backlash against it. With most of the young, quote, liberals I know, they're actually all getting into guns now. They're not liberals anymore, or establishment liberals. They're more classical liberals. And being anti-establishment is the way to go. I was actually having a business meeting in a restaurant / bar last night that was definitely not a Christian motif. They were playing Christian carols in the bar that normally plays rock and roll. Now, why were they doing that? Because people are sick of it. Plus, even if you're not a Christian, those are pretty sounding carols. Now, can we get some of those queued up today? I want to play some today. Because it just shows how they're just overriding any culture that the globalists don't control to sell us their plastic dead culture.
Now you can watch The Alex Jones Show live as it happens at Infowars.com/show.
You'll find links to all of our content there and a free 15-day trial for Prison Planet TV.
More than 60 movies and documentaries all in one place at Infowars.com/show.
Jesus Christ, our Lord and Savior. Not Obama, not the state, not Hitler, not Mao Zedong, not Sigmund Freud. Ladies and gentlemen, we talk about McCarthy and the Red Scare and the House Committee on, and the Senate Committee on Un-American Activities and persecuting and blacklisting people if they were communist. And it obviously went too far in some cases and was un-American. Even though those groups were trying to overthrow the republic itself, you can't become the tyranny to stop the tyranny. But he meant well, undoubtedly. And the Russian files were declassified in the last 8 years, showing, indeed, most of the people he was targeting were KGB agents. Now, that said, in this country, if you have a dart gun that shoots plastic darts, Nerf gun, in your backyard, even in areas like Texas, and a trendy sees you and friends running around playing games, cowboys and Indians, cops and robbers. That's what we played when we were kids. Now it's all basically superhero stuff. I'm the Green Lantern. I'm Galactus or whatever. I mean, I see the kids running around doing this. Or they think they're the X-Men, or they're Spider-Man versus the Goblin, the Green Goblin. You get the police called on you, you get arrested or your toy guns taken that are bright orange. And if the school gets tattled to by a neighbor, you get suspended from school and then charged with truancy when the truancy laws say if you don't go to school for on average 12 absences in a semester, that's the average state law, 16 in Texas last time I checked, then your parents can be criminally charged. So they illegally kick you out of school and then charge you with being truant for not being at school. And the parents are like lambs to the slaughter and go in and sign agreements to put their kids on probation, ruining their lives basically, while a criminal school and criminal administrators use color of law fraud to trick you into a deferred adjudication, so that when you do one thing, you automatically agree to go on probation and pay tens of thousands of dollars. This is criminal racketeering. You're like, what does that have to do with the Red Scare? When you go to have a baby, they're spying on you with the nurses putting data. Oh, do you have enough money? Getting along with your husband? I'm your friend. You can tell me, honey. You say, yeah, we've been arguing. We're broke. Your kid is gone at birth. All fraud, all criminal. All over the nation, they're pulling down nativity scenes. All over military bases. Some towns are pushing and suing to make people take crosses down off their own property, saying it's offensive. There is a total war on Christianity and the cross because they've picked that to bring it down because they believe it's above the state. Just like they've picked the M4 AR-15 as the symbol of all evil and all murder, even though it's all assault weapons are used in less than 2% of the crimes FBI statistics. Gun crimes, 2%. It's shotguns and handguns, ladies and gentlemen, the vast majority. That's what criminals use. The average idiot criminal doesn't know how to use a gun. They use a shotgun because they can't miss. Or they want a concealed little handgun because all the dumb idiots, pimps and people, think that's the right gun to have because they see cops with them. Ladies and gentlemen, this is the fraud. They're persecuting gun owners. They're persecuting Christians. And if they can ban the M4 carbine, the AR-15, they can ban them all. And if they can, all over the nation, oh, you gave out Christmas cards that said Merry Christmas, we are suspending you. Oh, you brought a Bible to school that you were reading at lunch, we're taking the Bible and suspending you for a week. I see that article every 2 weeks. That's happening constantly. Folks, the school can't say we have an official religion and push it. You can wear a cross around your neck. You can pray to Mecca during the lunch break if you want. You can even go out in the jungle gym if you want and bow to Satan. You can worship rocks. You can worship the sky. You can worship the mountain and Crom. You can worship whatever you want under the First Amendment. And the people that call themselves liberal, that are at war with religion, are only doing it because they want to be above religion. They want the state to be God. That's what communist and fascist and authoritarian countries always do. They want to be God and have you dependent and live off the welfare check or live off the corporate check or live off the government pension fund that they can take away whenever they want, even though they took your money in 30 years of service in the military or the government or wherever, and put your money in there. They're now telling you it's an entitlement, you're not going to get it. You're just like some welfare mom. You understand that, ladies and gentlemen? And so now, this is a big deal. I saw the controversy yesterday on drudgereport.com, saw it all over the news after that, and now A&E has placed Duck Dynasty patriarch Phil Robertson on indefinite hiatus following anti-gay remarks he made in a recent profile on GQ. And the entire family, and I know they're listeners, I've been told they are, we ought to reach out to them now, reach out to him now. The entire family should now leave and break their contract with this channel, A&E, under the First Amendment. They'll be rock stars bigger than ever and come out with their own network, just like Glenn Beck has done. I'm telling you, you double down, do what we've done. You do not need them. You're entrepreneurs. You're smart. You're the #1 show in cable history after the Bible that was #2. You see, this is a culture war. And these globalists want to have the Bible on cable because they want the record ratings, 12, 15, 20 million viewers. I mean, NFL hardly has that. And this show had tens of millions of viewers. And if you want to have 666 tattooed on your hands in the motorcycle shows, that's fine. Or if you want to promote in children's shows gay sex, which is pedophilia, whether it's heterosexual or homosexual, they want to be able to control things and get away with what's seen as radical, not even promoting a, quote, gay agenda. It's to overturn the old existing order to bring in the new. And if they can get the public schools in the position to teach 5-year-olds how to have anal sex, which they do, and to teach 5-year-olds how to masturbate, remember Jocelyn Elders, and 2 + 2 = 5, and all the rest of this stuff, they can do anything they want. And now they can fire, suspend indefinitely, put into the phantom zone, purgatory, the main star, the most popular guy on Duck Dynasty, and I've only watched it a few times. I don't watch a lot of TV, but I've followed some of it online. I've got some of their products. I do duck hunt, at least when I have time. And the whole issue here is that this is simply outrageous. And this sets the precedent to persecute anybody they want and shut anybody they want off of television or out of media or out of government or out of industry, where they rule and control what is acceptable in this nation. And behind the scenes, they told him you can't talk about Jesus Christ. Behind the scenes, they said don't talk about God, and that's what makes it popular. Behind the scenes, imagine the show is a reality show about a successful family of entrepreneurs and hunters, and they put all this stuff on, Honey Boo Boo and all of them, to try to make Southerners and white people look bad, but instead it's backfired and been incredibly popular, and so people are now adopting this look and this culture as a rebellion against the system. Hey, it isn't perfect, but it's better than being a metrosexual getting bossed around by your wife or girlfriend all day. People are sick of it. And so what's popular is real Christianity, real rugged individualism, real Americana, libertarianism, and the system absolutely hates it. Because any culture, especially, the characters down in Mississippi and Louisiana that are from, 2 centuries ago, basically, that image doesn't fit with the system that the establishment is trying to push today. And let me tell you, I'll take the Duck Dynasty crowd over the public schools teaching 5-year-olds how to have anal sex. I'll take them any day. We have a culture of government feeding on us, spying on us, getting away with bloody murder, demonization of the founders. Look, all the other countries don't follow this, and they've turned into hellholes. And we're going down that same path because the social engineers know if they can take God away from us and guns and family, it's over. It's over. A&E has placed Duck Dynasty patriarch Phil Robertson on indefinite hiatus following anti-gay remarks he made in a recent profile in GQ. We are extremely disappointed to have read Phil Robertson's comments at GQ, which are based on his own personal beliefs and are not reflected in the series Duck Dynasty, A&E said in a statement. His personal views in no way reflect those of A&E Networks, who have always been strong supporters and champions of the LGBT community. How about of the First Amendment? The network has placed Phil under hiatus from filming indefinitely. And I'm telling you, the whole family, and I want an article out about this by Don Salazar or Watson or any of the folks over there, or I want them all to write with their own perspective on it, on this new McCarthyism. Because the family needs to leave the show, and we need to boycott A&E. These are a bunch of anti-family, anti-God people who are anti-First Amendment. And I mean, all he said is, I don't get it. I like women, not men. The InfoWars crew absolutely loves coffee because we love being awake. And I am somewhat of a connoisseur of coffee. So many times you go to a restaurant or even to a coffee shop and the coffee tastes like garbage. And in all the different coffees I've tried, my favorite is grown in the high mountains, in shade, Arabica, on the border with Guatemala in southern Mexico by the Chiapas farmers. I make sure we've done the research. I make sure it's the very best product that we can offer you when I put my name on it. And I believe, and it's my taste, so you may differ, that this is the best coffee in the world from southern Mexico. Wake Up America Patriot Blend, 100% organic, Arabica shade grown. And then we have the Immune Support, 100% organic coffee, infused with a special type of mushroom known to boost the immunity.
This coffee is seriously so smooth. I normally have to douse my coffee with cream and sugar and cinnamon and all kinds of tasty treats, but this, I drink this black. It is so good.
Well, that's why I like it, is that it has a kick, it has really good caffeine in it, it has a good clean wake up that lasts for a long time, doesn't give me a headache, but it's so smooth, it's so delicious. Just try it out for yourself. I'm telling you, this is my favorite coffee. We went through a lot of trouble to bring you this. Just try it, and I think you'll be hooked like we are here at InfoWars. Well, folks, find out for yourself and support the information war today. It's all available at InfoWarsLife.com or by calling toll-free 888-253-3139. And you know there's moves to not let regular Christmas carols with the word Christ or any talk of angels to be aired on the radio because it's offensive to people. And, well, we've all got to bow to what a minority says we should do because they're so tolerant. It's about setting the precedent, telling us what we can and can't do. The free speech zones, all of it. This is pure anti-liberty, anti-First Amendment garbage masquerading as civil rights. I mean, my gosh, ladies and gentlemen, I'll be honest with you. I've never had anything against gays and lesbians. It's never really been a big subject on my mind. If people love each other and care about each other, that's their issue. But if they were trying to sexualize small children to heterosexual activities, I would be very angry. And that's what's happening. And it's disgusting. And there is a radical element leading the, quote, gay and lesbian community on record that are dominating society, pushing their agenda, getting in everybody's face, beating everybody over the head with their religion. And I mean, I'm sorry. Just for me in my own life, sex is not what everything orbits around. I know rock and roll, that's what it's all about, all of it. And I'm, 40 years old now. Turned 40 in February. That was a long life. I was old when I was 20. Done a lot. And I'm just sick of it. I'm sick of, like, almost every movie or show or sitcom I happen to see or a show about remodeling houses, or I don't let my kids watch much TV, but we'll be on vacation and like flipping through kids shows channels and there'll be an agenda there. And I'm like, wow, I'm living in the Twilight Zone. And then you look at the anchors on CNN and MSNBC, and it's come out. I mean, you're not going to be a producer. You're not going to be on air unless you're in the club. And it's like, no wonder everybody's tuning out. I mean, it just kind of gets old when nothing but gay people are on television and that's the whole world. And again, the globalists in their own documents, you can look these up. We cover it in Endgame 1.5, said in the 60s, we're going to promote this agenda to reduce fertility, reduce the number of children in the family, and make the state the unifying center of life. Just like they say we're going to ban guns because only the state should have the monopoly of force. That's in Unidare documents, July 7th, 2001. United Nations General Disarmament Small Arms Committee. And so, I mean, that's what it is. I mean, you turn on any sitcom, any drama, the man's an idiot, the man's a moron, the woman's the boss. And let me tell you, women especially watch this, and then they repeat everything they've seen because it's like, oh, this show shows me being the boss. This show shows men being a joke. They are annihilating your partner. They are annihilating your future. They are isolating you, women. And then men buy into it. They think if they act like idiots, they'll get more women. They think they buy more Coors Light, they'll get more women. If you pop a Coors at the beach and 100 women show up instantly. And the truth is you just end up with a giant pot belly living alone. And these are the images, and you could see a corporate push of banning free speech, banning Christian nativity scenes in people's own yards. They're even going after that. Banning regular human activity, banning the First Amendment. I see every few weeks someone arrested in a public school or a college or even private school because they'll write a fiction essay, usually about zombies, because that's so popular. I've told this story many times. I remember writing a story about zombies and winning an award for it in the 6th grade intermediate. And my teacher used it as an example of creative writing because myself and my friend, black friend of mine, Corey Strange was his name, sitting beside each other, started writing about zombies and about a fictitious high school and how they attacked it. And now we're in the back of a truck and shooting the zombies with shotguns. And he kind of wrote one angle of what was happening in the town in his article. And then I wrote another angle in my article. And the teacher a week later was like, look at this. You guys come up and read these stories or part of it. This is really good how they're collaborative and are like two different branches, like alternate realities of the same town, you guys working together on this article. 2 different articles. They arrest you for writing an article about shooting zombies now, saying talking about guns and shooting. If a kid's playing cooperative video games, as a case outside Austin, and makes a joke about, oh, yeah, I'm real crazy, I'll shoot up a kindergarten. No name of a school, no serious threat, no gun. They admit they know it's not a threat. It's going ahead to trial right now. What I heard yesterday on the news, the judge is still considering going to trial. It's thought crime, folks. I'm going to explain this when I come back, but I want to get your take on this. This specifically, Duck Dynasty firing the star because of his First Amendment.
Now you can watch the InfoWars Nightly News streaming live as it happens for free.
Check it out at Infowars.com/show.